There we go. So thank you for your time, Trisha. We finally made it.
Yes, you're most welcome. We are both busy people.
Very, yeah. We have to adapt to the situation. You know, it's crazy what's happening right now. But yeah, as I said before, you probably are busier now than before, aren't you?
Absolutely. To be honest, there is a little bit of uncertainty for job seekers and what the market's doing, but people are definitely wanting to get their CVs, their LinkedIn profiles up and ready before the worst things hit for them, I guess.
So, well, just to let you know, we're already recording, but it's a very casual conversation, okay?
No worries, no worries.
It's a very casual conversation. It's a very friendly conversation. That's the message which I want to really to spread to the world. You know, we don't have protocols here. It's a special podcast, COVID-19 friendly, right? Made at home.
No problem. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, tell me more. I really want to know, and I want the audience to know, what is the new? Is there any new attributes that people put on their LinkedIn following that coronavirus outbreak? Is there any new skill or new training that is trending right now?
Good question. I guess there's still a little bit of uncertainty. So people have either lost their jobs and they're not sure if they will definitely be rehired in the same position or if they have to physically look elsewhere moving forward. So it is definitely important to make sure that you have got like your digital profile up to date, making sure that you were laid off as a result of the virus or COVID-19 and not because of poor performance or anything job or personally related. We are encouraging amongst our industry sector to let people know that you are available for hiring.
Okay. Well, Trisha, you made yourself very famous by putting together a video of how to make a homemade hand sanitizer. Is that a kind of skill that we should see people making on their CV, on their LinkedIn profile?
Oh my God. It kind of went a bit viral, to be honest. Even on my own personal Facebook, I think I got about 100 shares. Yeah. But honestly, it came to me because I was shopping and there was none left. I went to 3 different stores, and then the Almaya downstairs was, I think, triple the price for this stupid little Dettol. So I thought, hang on a minute, let me go on Google.
I know, the price is skyrocketed.
So yeah, you won't believe it, but I'm using it all the time in my little sprays.
Yeah. Oh,
easy.
I really liked the video. It was very it was 1 minute long, straight to the point. Buy some propofol alcohol, buy some almond oil, buy whatever that is. That
yeah.
was, I think,
yeah.
What was the first ingredient? You have alcohol, then almond oil, then
aloe vera gel.
Oliviera, yes, in French, Oliviera.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So, aloe vera, sorry. Yeah. Great.
That's good.
Yeah. So, do you think, Trisha, from your experience, do you think what is best? What is best, being a great networker or having a rock solid CV? Which one really enhances the chances of getting a job?
Oh, this is a very good question. As they say, and I firmly believe in this, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So I think that it's probably important to have a really good network. People buy from people, or people employ people. So if you have a strong network that can facilitate employment, it doesn't really matter if your CV is absolutely crap, to be honest. People will hire based on what you have done in the past and what you potentially can bring to the organization. So networking is king, I think.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a CV writer and business owner, it's the truth though.
Yeah. Can you just share with us like some what are the most common mistakes that people do on their CV? If you have to pick up like 5, and if you're stuck with 5, just put up 3 together.
Sure. I was going to ask you, how long is our Zoom meeting, because we could be here all day. But
no,
honestly,
it's very short. Don't worry. The questions are here. Nothing scripted. Look. Nothing scripted. It's all in the mind. That's what I told you. It's all in the
Oh my God.
experience.
Thank God. Honestly, I'm seeing so many people, they literally copy and paste the job description or whatever's written on LinkedIn and literally copy and paste it to their CV. It doesn't show any achievements, any value. It's just showing what you have done compared to like what you are expected to do. Spelling mistakes or like the structure of the resume is all over the place.
Yeah.
They've got sort of education over here and then certificates in one section. It's not easy to follow. And then career objective. Oh my God. No one cares what you want to achieve out of this organization. Don't put your career objective.
Yeah. There's I saw a lot of people using the third person when they speak about themselves, like he or she or do you
Yeah.
have you seen that even though on the LinkedIn profiles? What can you tell about this? I know not many organizations wants to see that happen.
So I do recommend writing in like third person. So for example, one who is, or diligently implemented. So sort of descriptive and adjective type words. For the LinkedIn profiles, it's fine. I mean, we do encourage people to say, Jason did this or Trisha did this. There's no right or wrong, but for the resume, definitely a no-no. I guess for me personally, my audience is a lot of India and Pakistan, this side of the world, Bangladesh, Egypt, a lot of Egypt customers who probably don't use the right terminology versus maybe sort of Western side who would be more focused on the right frame. So I guess it depends where the resumes are coming from. Is where the major errors that I'm seeing. But LinkedIn, definitely, you can speak first person.
Okay. And do you think a CV, we can have a standard version of the CV applicable to many countries and many culture, or do you still have to adapt your CV based on where you're going, where you're flying?
Yeah, good question. For resumes, definitely, you need to tailor the CV to the country that you're applying to. For example, the UAE market, they're really adamant on having a driver's license, having a photo included.
Yeah.
If you're available, like how long your notice period is, versus the UK or Australia, they no photo, no worries about a driver's license being listed, no need to list your visa status. It's completely different. It's like less identity in these types of countries versus here. So I definitely recommend tailoring the CV to where you're applying to.
Yeah. And I know me being French and having a substantial experience in United Kingdom, I know that those European countries are very demanding in when it comes to cover letter. So do you think a cover letter is still needed in 2020?
Oh man, I think it's a dinosaur tool. I really don't think that they are necessary these days. However, some organizations are still requesting them. And I think it's an art to be able to master these. You really need to be able to showcase your value, making sure that you're matching the mission statements, the job description, and the key skills, both essential skills. And when I mean essential, I mean soft skills, as well as hard or technical skills that are quantifiable. And I think the cover letter needs to make sure that you do address all of these. I think moving forward, though, that companies probably won't be asking for these a lot.
Okay. What would be the information not to put on a CV in order to make the interview to save more time for the interview and to share more information face to face with a recruiter?
Good question. So I guess I'm going to turn that around and explain to you what definitely should be on there. I really think that numbers and metrics are really important. So for example, that you took the company from A to B or A to Z using quantifiable measures. So it really impacts or showcases your value. So for example, you overachieved your budget by 5% as a result of implementing XYZ. So really hone down on what achievements you have done, and this will make you stand out from other applicants rather than just copying and pasting your job description.
Okay, good. That's a great input. Trisha, what would you say to the, well, we obviously spoke about people who have unfortunately lost their job due to the corona outbreak.
COVID-19.
Yeah, COVID-19. Yeah, and the enemy, unfortunately, is invisible and still, you know, moving forward. There are a lot of people hopeless when it comes to finding a new job. There are a lot of people who are completely switching their job perspective to whatever is digital marketing, whatever is, you know. I can't see your pictures. I can't see your video. I can see you anymore. So you switched.
Oh.
There must be a timer, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So what are the most trending job search at the moment which you're receiving, the requests which you're receiving?
Do you mean who is out of work the most?
No,
or do you mean what jobs are available?
What jobs are they seeking right now due to the situation?
Yeah, great. Good question. So actually I've done a lot of research on this lately. So medical device companies actually are still hiring, in fact.
In the region, you mean? In the region, in GCC, Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
Absolutely. Yes, they are. Why? Because there is extra demand for equipment. And then obviously, like logistics types of things are a little bit more difficult, but still healthcare professionals are needing some education on these equipment. I'll tell you an example. They're recruiting a lot of nurses and physicians who are either retired or even maybe in, say, for example, dental nurse. And now she's having to be upskilled to the ICU or to medical. So we're still requiring training for these types of medical devices. Pharmacy, and obviously the likes of Amazon, who everyone's jumping online and buying digital shopping or online shopping.
That's right.
So these types of companies.
As far as I'm concerned, I can't find any hand sanitizer anymore on Amazon. It's also that I can't find any hair trimmer. Hair trimmer's gone. You know, I can't find any stand-up desk, you know, because people are remaining sat on their homes and working, and that obviously exerts some kind of pressure in the spine. So, you know, so you have to keep moving. And from my experience, I used to have a stand-up desk, and 2 weeks back there were still some available on Amazon. Now they're all sold out, or all the prices either sold out, or all the prices jumped like times 3.
Yeah,
so,
it's crazy.
Better work on the floor.
I think this is the time where entrepreneurs need to thrive, because there's so many good ideas that will work.
Great. I really thank you very much for this for the insights, which are really useful for the audience. And I wanted to finish on some positive notes. What could you tell to the people who are losing hopes in finding jobs? And what are the best tips that they can do to make the most of their days? Because we all believe that the coronavirus lockdown is going to last for a while.
Yes.
What can you tell the audience?
Sure.
So
Focus. Yeah, no worries. So I definitely think, and this is me included, I have focused on my weaknesses. So I've made a list of what things that I need attention to. For example, digital marketing. How could I make sure that my skills are really attuned or upskilled in my weaknesses, and focus on these things so that you become an expert in your own weaknesses. I think it's important to be able to identify these, and don't forget, moving forward, even if you did get a job that's a little bit outside of your usual job scope, you can put it as transferable skills, so that when the time comes that you can start applying for your usual domains, that you're upskilled.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. It was a pleasure having you on the podcast, Signature Network podcast, and I'm looking forward to see you soon once the situation resumes back to normal.
Yeah, definitely. We can grab a coffee.
Sure. Yeah. Are you a networker? Do you network?
Absolutely. Of course I am. Is the Pope a Catholic?
Okay.
I think that these are great tools, and you just need to be careful in terms of networking when you think of just having coffee and chit-chatting, but you need to like streamline and pipeline and find out exactly what you want out of these networking events so that you can be strategic with who you're mingling with.
Okay. And how do you make the most of your networking events? Do you go originally for socializing, or do you go for business? Or do you split the difference?
Well, I will be very honest with you. I go for business. I am business owner, so I need to make sure that I'm expanding my network outside of the usual people that I would grab a coffee with. I always research who I plan to meet or what type of people would be there, and then sort of think of my little elevator pitch according to who I think the audience will be. Maybe it's a little bit nerdy, but I guess when you're trying to grow your business or find out who you want to be hanging with, you need to do these types of things.
Right. And are you part of a networking group or a networking community? Can you mention?
So yep, of course. So there's Barack Media, or there is another one called Yes Golf, with Nosheen Mukhtar. Not sure if you've heard of these.
Okay, in the region.
But yeah,
right?
I can pop the link. Yeah, Yes Golf. It's a really good good caliber of people there, I guess. So.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, any advice that would give to people who are not very comfortable and quite reluctant to meet new people to socialize, who are not really good in networking, or they don't have the the prerequisites, or they have fear to network, even if the intention is still there? What can you tell them to make them feel more comfortable?
Sure, definitely. I do understand. I myself am not an introvert, but I can understand the difficulties that one may face if they are. But it's really important to go out of your comfort zone, go with a clear plan, and practice talking with people, like practice your train of thought, for example, or before you go, try to just stick with a few smaller groups within that group before you become comfortable in expanding.
That's a good advice.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Okay. Thank you very much. I will stop recording.